Good morning, students. Now, today I am going to tell you about the words that are called adverbs. Now, these words tell you about verbs. Now, these words are very talented because they can also tell you about the adjectives or other adverbs used in your sentences. So let's discuss about them in detail. So an adverb is a word that describes or modifies the meaning of a verb. It also gives additional ideas or information about the time of action, place of action, and manner in which the action is done. Now, what is the meaning of manner here? Manner means the way in which the action is performed by someone. For example, he walked quickly or he walked slowly. Now, how did he perform the action of walking? He walked quickly in one instance, and in another instance he walked slowly. So slowly and quickly are telling you about that how he performed the action of walking. So these are adverbs. Let's take a look at few examples. The soldiers fought bravely. Now tell me, students, how did the soldiers fight? Yes, they fought bravely. So bravery is an adverb which tells you about the verb fought. Now let's take a look at other example. Rohan walked quickly. Now tell me, how did Rohan walk? Yes, he walked quickly. So quickly is an adverb because it tells you about the verb walked. Now let's take a look at few more examples. Yesterday we ate pancakes. Yes, yesterday is an adverb because it tells you about the time at which the action of eating the pancakes is done. Now one more example is given here, so let's read it. I love playing outside. Yes, outside is also an adverb because it tells you about the place where I love to play. Now if you have understood the examples very well, so let's move further and discuss more about the adverbs. Now you can give answer to many questions with the help of adverbs, like how did you perform the action? Quickly, slowly. When did you perform the action? Daily or weekly? Where did you perform the action? Outside or inside? How long or how many number of times you perform the action? Sometimes or twice? And to what extent the verb is affected? Hardly or extremely? Now students, you can give answer to these questions with the help of different kinds of adverbs. So stay tuned as we will discuss all the kinds of adverbs in detail in this video. But before that, let me tell you that how adverbs modify and describe adjectives and other adverbs given in your sentences. Let's read out and understand this concept with the help of some examples. Rupakshi is very intelligent. Now tell me, what is an adjective here? Yes, intelligent, which tells us about the noun Rupakshi. Now tell me how much intelligent Rupakshi is. Yes, she is very intelligent. So very is an adverb because it tells you about the adjective intelligent. Similarly, read out the second example. I reached the school rather late. That means I reached the school quite late or bit late. Now there are two adverbs in this sentence, rather and late. Now adverb late is telling you about the time at which I reached the school. Or second adverb, that is rather, is telling you about that how much late am I for the school. Now let's read about the kinds of adverb. So, there are 6 kinds of adverb. How many kinds of adverb are there? 6 kinds. Number 1, adverb of manner. Number 2, adverb of place. Number 3, adverb of time. Number 4, adverb of frequency. Number 5, adverb of degree. And number 6 is interrogative adverb. Now before moving forward, let's discuss few questions related to adverbs. Now my question number 1 is, what is an adverb? Very good. An adverb is a word that describes the meaning of verb. Now let's move to the question number 2. Do adverbs modify adjectives and other adverbs? Very good. Yes, they modify adjectives and other adverbs. Now let's move to the question number 3. How many kinds of adverb are there? Very good. There are 6 kinds of adverbs. Now let's discuss few sentences related to adverbs. Now what you have to do, you have to pick out adverbs in the following sentences. Now the sentence number 1 is, the soldiers fought bravely. Very good. Bravely is an adverb because it tells you more about the verb fought. Now let's move to the sentence number 2. Come in and sit down. Very good. There are 2 adverbs in this sentence. One is in and the other is down because it tells you about the verbs come and sit. Now let's move to the sentence number 3. He runs very quickly. Very good. There are 2 adverbs in this sentence which tells you about the verb runs. One is very and the other is quickly. Now let's get back and discuss the kinds of adverbs. Now let's talk about the kinds of adverb. So our first kind of adverb is adverb of manner. It tells you about how the action is done or performed. Now students, you have to keep 2 things in mind related to this type of adverb. First, the adverb should be placed after the verb in your sentence. Second, if your verb is transitive verb, that means it has an object, then you will place it after the object in your sentence. Now students, read out the following examples. Mahesh played well. Now tell me, how did Mahesh play? Yes, he played well. So well is an adverb. Similarly, read out the second example. Govinda writes neatly. Now tell me, how does Govinda write? Yes, he writes neatly. So neatly is an adverb. So all the adverbs that tell you about how the action is done or performed are called as adverbs of manner, like slowly, quickly, regularly, carefully, etc. Now let's move to the second kind of adverb, that is adverb of place. It tells you about the place where the action is done. Now like adverb of manner, this adverb is also placed after the verb in your sentence. Now if your verb is a transitive verb, then you will place the adverb after the object in the sentence. Now read out the following examples. My uncle lives there. Now tell me, where does my uncle live? Yes, he lives there. So there is an adverb. Similarly, words like out, outside, inside, here, there, everywhere are also adverbs of place because they tell you about the place where the action is done. Now let's talk about the third kind of adverb, that is adverb of time. It tells you about the time when the action is done. Now it is placed at the end of the sentence, or for putting emphasis on the verb, it appears at the beginning of the sentence. Now read out the following examples. We ate pastries yesterday. Now tell me, when did we eat pastries? Yes, we ate pastries yesterday. So yesterday is an adverb because it tells you about the time of action. Similarly, words like today, daily, tomorrow are also adverbs of time because they tell you about the time of action. Now let's move to the fourth kind of adverb, that is adverb of frequency. It tells you how frequently the action is done. You can also say it tells you that how many number of times the action is performed. Now it is placed exactly between the subject and the verb. Now observe these two sentences carefully. The adverb seldom is placed exactly between the subject and the verb. Similarly, the word never, that is an adverb, is placed exactly between the subject and the verb. Now read the sentences carefully. Rohan seldom smiles. Now Hindi meaning of the word seldom is shayad hi kabhi. Now tell me, how often does Rohan smile? Yes, he seldom smiles. So seldom is an adverb. Similarly, words like never, again, once, twice, often are also adverbs of frequency because they tell you about the number of times the action is performed. Now let's talk about the fifth kind of adverb, that is adverb of degree. They are used with adjectives they modify and describe. Now read out the following examples. It is very sweet song. Now tell me how much sweet the song is. Yes, it is very sweet. So very is an adverb which gives you more information about the adjective sweet. Similarly, words like quite, nearly, fully, almost, pretty, perfectly are the adverbs of degree that are used with adjectives to modify and to describe their meaning. Now let's talk about the sixth kind of adverb, that is interrogative adverb. When, where, how, why are adverbs when they are used to ask questions. Now look at these examples. When will you finish the book? When is an interrogative adverb of time that is used to ask a question about the time at which you will finish the book. Similarly, where does your sister live? Where is an interrogative adverb of place that is used to ask a question about the place of action. Now, if you want to know about the cause or the reason that why certain action is performed, then you will use why as an interrogative adverb. Similarly, if you want to know about the manner or the way in which certain action is performed, then you will use how as an interrogative adverb. Now let's read about the formation of adverbs. Most adverbs are formed by adding ly to the adjectives. Now read out the following examples to make the things even clear. Quick becomes quickly. Loud becomes loudly. Slow becomes slowly. Bold becomes boldly. Careless becomes carelessly. Now these all words are adjectives, and when we add ly to them, they become adverbs. Now students, there are some words that do not change their form, like early, late, hard, long, short, fast, straight, daily. These are the common words that have same form in adjectives and in adverbs. Now sometimes we form an adverb by adding ly to an adjective. And when we do that, we get an adverb with quite a different meaning. Now let's discuss this point with the help of some examples. Now let's read out the following examples. He went direct to his father. Now that means he went straight to his father from some place. Now read out the second sentence. The doctor will see you directly. It means without losing any time, the doctor will treat you. Now when we add ly to the word direct, the meaning of the sentence totally gets changed. Now similarly, read out the second example. He got late. It means he reached late. Now read out the second sentence. We have not met him lately. That means we have not met him recently. Now when we add ly to the word late, again the meaning of the word totally gets changed. Now let's discuss few sentences related to adverbs. Now what you have to do, you have to pick out the adverb in the following sentences and write its kind. Now the sentence number 1 is, she left late and came back early. Very good. Late and early show adverb of time because they tell you about the actions left and came. Now let's move to the sentence number 2. When will the holidays begin? Very good. When is an interrogative adverb because it tells you the time at which the holidays begin. Now let's talk about the sentence number 3. Don't run hither and thither. The meaning of these words is here and there. Yes, very good. Hither and thither show adverb of place. Now let's get back and discuss more about adverbs. Now let's move to the last topic related to the adverbs. It is about the correct use of adverbs in the sentences. Now there are few worksheets related to this topic given in your book. Some students often do mistakes while correcting the errors related to adverbs. So I can help you to solve this problem. I am going to tell you certain steps that you can follow while detecting errors. Number 1. You will check the position of adverbs. Number 2. You will check the correct use of ly. That means you will check the formation of adverbs. Number 3. You will check the use of right adverb. That means you will check whether the adverb used is correctly explaining the verb, adverb or adjective. If it is not correctly explaining them, then you can replace it with the right adverb. Now let's discuss few sentences related to this topic so that you can easily understand these points. So let's start. It is too cold today. Now the correct sentence is it is very cold today. Now you will ask, why do we replace too with very? It is because the Hindi meaning of this word very is bahut, and the meaning of this word too is more than enough, and we do not want to convey that it is more than enough cold today. So we will replace too with very. Now let's talk about the other example. He plays tennis good. Now the correct sentence is he plays tennis well. Now you will ask, why do we replace good with well? It is because we never use good as an adverb. Instead of that, we will use well in our sentence. Now let's discuss few more examples. He does carefully his work. Now the correct sentence is he does his work carefully. Now as per the rule, it is given that if your verb has an object, then the adverb should be placed after the object. So we will change the position of adverb in this sentence and place it after the object. Now let's talk about the other example. My grandmother died peaceful. The correct sentence is my grandmother died peacefully. Now in this sentence there is a mistake in the formation of adverb. So we will correct it by adding ly to the adverb. So these are the sentences related to this topic which are given in your book. I think now you all have understood how the mistakes related to adverbs are rectified and corrected, and I hope that you can solve all the worksheets related to this topic by following these 3 simple steps that I have discussed with you. Now let's discuss few sentences related to the correct use of adverbs. Now while correcting errors, you will keep 3 things in mind. Number 1, you will check the position of adverb. Number 2, you will check the use of ly with the adverb. Number 3, you will check the use of right adverb. Now let's read the first sentence. The cuckoo sang beautiful. Now tell me students, what is wrong here? Yes, very good. The correct use of word beautiful as an adverb will be beautifully. So the sentence will be the cuckoo sang beautifully. Now let's move to the sentence number 2. My grandmother peacefully died. First, check the formation of adverb. It is correct. Now check the position of adverb. Very good. It is incorrect. It should be my grandmother died peacefully. Now you will ask why the position of adverb is wrong in our sentence. It is because the adverbs of manner should be placed after the verb in a sentence. So we will change the position of the adverb peacefully and place it after the verb died. Now let's talk about the sentence number 3, which is I don't know nothing about the matter. Now tell me what is wrong in this sentence. Yes, we don't use 2 negative words in one sentence. So we will remove nothing and add anything in a sentence. So the sentence will be, I don't know anything about the matter. Now let's move to the sentence number 4. I have only finished 2 novels. Now tell me what is adverb in this sentence. Very good. Only is an adverb. Now check the position of adverb in the sentence. Yes, it is incorrect because only is an adverb of degree and it should be placed before the adjective it modifies. So, we will change the position of the adverb only and place it before the adjective in the sentence. So, the sentence will be, I have finished only 2 novels. Now students, that's all about adverb and its kinds. I hope that you have understood all the examples very well and you can easily solve the worksheets given in the book. Thank you.